Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Pickard. I'm here with my fiancée, Marianne Melson.
Hi.
I'm here to talk about the benefits and drawbacks of alternative energy sources, which may also be referred to as renewable energy sources. Alternative energy sources are any energy sources that do not have the harmful effects of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels emit carbon into the atmosphere, and it's not a very eco-friendly form of energy. Using alternative energy sources, we may be able to hang on to the little bit of fossil fuel that we do have left. We use fossil fuels to power automobiles, make plastics, and manufacture a countless amount of things that most people have no idea that we use fossil fuels for. So if we use up all these fossil fuels, not only are we going to have to find new sources of energy, we're also going to have to find new ways to make plastic, new ways to make tires, new ways to make just about everything. Because nowadays, we use fossil fuels to make just about everything in our world anymore. Today I'd like to share with you 3 different types of alternative energy sources: wind energy, solar energy, and hydroelectric energy, which also is commonly referred to as water energy. Wind energy is a common form of alternative energy. I've read that, according to Chris Flavin, if we harnessed all of the wind energy in the United States, we would actually be able to power up to 20% of homes if it was all concentrated into the same energy grid. This form of energy is renewable because there's always going to be more wind. There's not always going to be more fossil fuels. Now, if we used fossil fuel in such a minuscule amount that it had time to regenerate, it would also be considered a renewable energy source. But since we use it up so much and so fast, it does not have time to rebuild itself. Therefore, it is not renewable. It would take hundreds of thousands of years to replenish the amount of fossil fuel that we've used up. Although there have been reports of waterfowl being killed in windmills when they are migrating, that's pretty much the biggest natural downfall of windmill energy. Now, the only problem with windmill energy is the cost. Right now, it is really expensive to install a windmill. It's somewhere between $19,000 and $90,000. Scientists are working hard to drop the costs of installing windmills so that more people will actually be able to use them instead of just large companies and power companies. Another drawback of wind energy is that you cannot simply put one on a roof. You must have room to put a wind system on your land. Although wind energy may help lower carbon dioxide emissions, it may not be the most practical form of alternative energy. Solar energy is another form of alternative energy. This energy uses the sun it takes the heat from the sun to transfer it into energy that we can use. This form of energy is rapidly taking off across the United States. An advantage of utilizing solar power as opposed to wind power is that you can mount solar panels on your roof. You wouldn't be able to, power your entire house off of the solar panels on your roof, but you would be able to get small appliance loads, television loads, different types of electrical loads that aren't going to take a huge demand, like heating your home, which is another drawback of solar power. According to Los Angeles Times, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger recently signed a new bill in California promoting the use of solar panels. He's now giving incentive to government and schools and other businesses who use solar power. People who strive to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions and want to go green are generally big supporters of solar power. However, one drawback of solar energy is the amount of surface area that the solar panels must occupy in order to produce a substantial amount of electrical energy. In most cases, the entire roof of a house or business would have to be completely covered in solar panels in order to harness enough energy. You've seen how alternative energy sources have both benefits and drawbacks. This final energy source may be one of the most beneficial and the most used nationwide. The benefit of hydroelectric energy include that it is a renewable resource, that there's always different places we could build dams. We could build dams in rivers and streams, or we can just build a dam and create lakes like we did in Beaver Lake here in northwest Arkansas. By the way, that dam doesn't even power northwest Arkansas. They use the electricity from that dam and disperse it all over the United States. So that gives you an idea on how much wind energy can be used from water. Hydroelectric energy can be used from dams. If countries utilize hydroelectric power, they do not have to depend on other countries for electricity. For example, we go to the Middle East to get fossil fuels now to get our energy, whereas if we had hydroelectric energy and dams all across the United States, we would be able to become self-sufficient in our energy needs. This form of This form of alternative energy, like other forms, reduces greenhouse emissions. Therefore, it is eco-friendly. The amount of power required from the force of water dam will supply more energy than previous two forms of energy. In closing, I would like to hope and pray that everybody realizes the importance of using alternative energy sources and strays away from strictly using fossil fuels. Thank you.